Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to give you a little review and my thoughts on the Lorac Mega Pro Palette 3 or Lorac Mega 3 Pro Palette. I always say the name's all weird, you know that. But yeah, so if you wanted to know what I thought about this, and I'm going to do some swatches as well, keep watching. This is the palette. It has 32 colors. It has a nice mix of mattes and shimmers and some metallics. And generally, overall, it is a very, I think, universally flattering palette. I like the idea that it has a nice mix of neutrals, some fun colors, and some mattes and shimmers, so you can really do almost any look with this palette. I also like how it has a black. Now, I like to say, and I said this before in the Lorac Pro Palette 3, that I thought that having a black in that palette was kind of lazy, because it has like less than half the amount of eyeshadows that are in this palette, so it seemed like they could have done something a little bit more unique or better than just a black. But having a black in a big palette like this, I think, is really good, so I just wanted to touch on that. And I believe it is the same black, the jet black. I'm going to swatch this entire palette for you, mostly because there's some other videos and blogs out there that have swatched this entire thing that have better pictures and video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link those below if you want to see swatches. I will link one blog post and one YouTube video swatching this palette, so that way you guys can get a better understanding of the colors rather than just from me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch my top 5 favorite and then some of them that I thought were a little disappointing. First, I don't know if just looking at this palette if you can guess what my favorite color is, but it's this one right here, Pomegranate. I love this color. It's this rich red. And it's really beautiful on. It's a little powdery, as you can see there, but it just blends really nicely. It looks gorgeous on the lid, and I've even used this as an eyeliner, and that looked really, really nice and dramatic. So I can definitely say that Pomegranate's probably my favorite color out of the entire palette. I really love Sequoia right here. This is just kind of like a rich brown, but it has a really nice, it's just this deep, rich, almost mahogany brown to it. I absolutely love this color. I've been using this color on my outer V and underneath my bottom lash line to kind of just smoke it out a little bit. It's really, really beautiful, and I don't know if you can tell, it's got like a slight copper shimmer to it, which I find to be really flattering on me. Next up is this one right here, Bellini. I've been using this as a lid color. I absolutely love this one as well. It's just like this peachy, light, warm pink shimmer, and it's just been really gorgeous on my lid. Now this looks a little bit more orange in the camera, but on me it kind of shows up a little bit more light pink peach, but it is really, really beautiful, and I do love that one a lot. My favorite of mine is this Dusty Mauve up here. I love this. This is probably my favorite matte out of the entire palette. It's just, I love mauves and purples. The only thing is that I have to use a little bit more to it. It can be a little bit patchy if I don't use the right brush, but color-wise and blendability, it's not too bad. I just fell in love with the color, so I would say that's probably my favorite matte out of the entire palette. Last but not least is Cider right here. This is just another really pretty kind of like metallic shimmery color. And I love to use these two together. This is just really gorgeous. I just love how soft and blendable this is, and I like to use this one for a little bit of drama underneath my eye. And I also did this as a liner as well, and it actually looked really cool. So yeah, these are my favorite colors from the palette. Again, we have Pomegranate, Bellini, Sequoia, Dusty Mauve, and this is Cider. I'm going to talk about colors that I didn't like as much. This is palette, I haven't swatched everything, so I'm only going to talk about the ones that I swatched in the store and also the ones that I used once or twice and I didn't like. First and foremost, I'm not the hugest fan of these two right here, Glacier and Deep Fog. Let me see if I can swatch these for you. I am very wary of any cool tone silvery gray eyeshadow. To me, it can look really cheap if it's not done right. And I'm just not the hugest fan of these. Firstly, Deep Fog to me is a little bit patchy. Like, it doesn't look too bad because I used a finger swatch, but when I tried to use this with a brush, it just didn't perform as well as the other colors in the palette. And what I don't like about Glacier is that this is really, I get a lot of fallout when I use this. It's really powdery. I get a bunch of kickback. And I just don't like the way that it looks against my skin. It's a little bit too cool toned for my eyes. Now this one's more of a preference, but this one is more of a performance. So, you know, take this all with a grain of salt. You might have this palette and love these colors, but this is just my initial impressions of these colors. The other color that I'm not too happy with is this mist color. This is one of the mattes. It has really good pigmentation, and it's really soft, but it's almost like too soft. And to me, it just looks like, you see, like, it just looks kind of like ash to me on the skin. I don't think it does anything. It's like an interesting color to have. Like, you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't have any colors like that. But like when you wear it, it just kind of looks like you like took like a mud mask or a clay mask and just kind of put it on your eyes. I don't like it. I will say that it does blend very well, but I don't know. Like, all the other colors I think are a little bit better. This one is just, to me, it's uninspiring, and I just wasn't a huge fan of this color. What are my overall thoughts of this palette? The quality of this palette compared to the price that you pay for this is really good. I think that Lorac has some excellent eyeshadows out there. I love most of what they put out. There are some hits and misses in this palette, but I think generally overall, the quality of the shadows is definitely worth the money. And most of the products that I don't like are more of a preference to what I like to wear and looks I like to create, and they just kind of didn't sing to me. But I will say one negative thing about this palette, and that is it is literally a giant neutral palette. Minus like some of these metallics over here and pomegranate, like, look, see, it's like a neutral palette. It's like a giant neutral palette. So what I'm going to say with this palette is, quality-wise, I think this is like an A product. I love pomegranate. And all these other colors you can create really nice looks for. But I don't think it's very inspired. I think they kind of took the basics and just kind of blew it up and just threw in, like, you know, kind of like how everyone was adding these like beautiful reds and kind of like berry colors to their palettes, which I was totally into. They only kind of did one. Like, maybe they should have had like a whole row of just interesting berries and oranges, because to me, like, this just looks like every Tarte palette, every Naked palette, every chocolate bar palette. Like, it's just so basic. So what I'm going to say is I don't think that you need this palette if you have one or two neutral palettes already. If you have any of the Lorac Pro palettes, specifically the Lorac Pro Palette 3, I think that most of these colors are really similar to colors that are in that palette. If you have the chocolate bar palette, if you have the Naked 1 or 2 palette, I don't think that you need this palette because I don't think that you're going to get anything new or exciting from it. However, kind of like when I was talking about in my makeup palettes, like if you're looking to get a gift for somebody and somebody like wants a good palette that will cover all of their bases, that will give them really good like dramatic looks, smoky looks, warm looks, neutral looks, anything. This is a great palette in general to get as a gift for someone who probably doesn't have a lot of makeup already. The reason why I say a lot of makeup is because if they have one or two neutral palettes already, most of this is going to not be used. Now, if they like the quality of these shadows better than their other neutral palettes, that's a little bit different. But if you're just getting a gift for somebody, and they're just starting off in makeup and they want a nice quality palette to get them going, I do think this is really, really nice. However, if you collect makeup or you have a bunch of neutral palettes already, I think you can easily skip this and not miss out on anything. Overall, the quality of these shadows is definitely worth the price. You get a large selection, and this is definitely something you could travel with, or, you know, like have on your counter or your vanity area if you just want one palette that will cover all of your bases. I think this is great. Again, if somebody's just getting into makeup, or if you're getting into makeup and you want to know a good palette for a good deal for high quality shadows that's not going to break the bank, that's going to give you just about everything that you need, I could definitely recommend this. Quality wise, I think this is an A palette. There's a few issues with some of the products being a little too soft. There's some kickback and fallout, and one or two of the shadows are patchy. But when it comes down to originality and excitement, I think this palette is very boring and kind of a dud. So quality wise, it's excellent. I will definitely be getting use out of this, but I don't think it's very inspiring. That's just my take. Again, take it as you will. Some people have been raving about this palette, and you know what? They're right. If they're excited to use it and they love it, absolutely. But, you know, like, I've opened this palette and I got it because I thought the quality of the shadows was amazing. I did swatch this, I did see the colors, and I bought this because the quality of these shadows is gorgeous. But it's not inspiring, it's not special. It's just a good foundation. It's a good foundation eyeshadow palette. It's nothing exciting, but you will get a lot of use out of this, and I think a lot of people will really genuinely like this as a gift. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments on or any questions on this palette, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. If you think I was a little bit too critical of this, again, let me know. If you think I was not critical enough about this, again, let me know. I would love to know what you guys think. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe. It's free, I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends as well, so I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever, and I'll see you next time. Bye!